I got a video to do later today, probably from home. Guess who's buying 1 out of 10 homes in California last year? We don't even have the stats for this year yet. Oh, I think you know who. 1 out of 10 home sales in California were bought by a specific group of people. Oh. Anyways, this video is about a newspaper that decided to post in their journal or whatever, their newspaper, that not that, but the gun holders that have permits registered in certain areas of New York, they decided let's just post all that information on our newspaper, the names, addresses, etc., people that own guns, registered gun owners. A newspaper in New York has received a wave of criticism from its readers after publishing the names and addresses of all the individuals with handguns or pistol permits in its coverage area. Hundreds of residents in New York's Westchester and Rockland counties were surprised to find their names and addresses listed on a map posted by the Journal News on Sunday. Users can click on the dot on the map and see which of their neighbors has a permit for a gun. The map sparked more than 500 comments from readers within a day of its appearance on the website, many of them voicing outrage of the paper's decision to make the information public. Now, all of the names and addresses were compiled through public records. The paper also requested the information from Putnam County, which is still compiling the records for publication, according to the Journal News website. And where does it say it? One of the, they were trying to find out the type and caliber, etc., of the weapons, and they were replied to back saying that is not public information. So at least the people didn't have the type of weapon and caliber, etc., posted, but they did post their name and address. Now let me ask you a question. This is how good our country is. Again, as George Carlin once said, this is as good as it gets. Politicians don't fall out of the sky. They're not aliens. They're not from another planet. They're not even from other countries. They are born right here in the same society, in the same school system the rest of us are part of. So as he said, it's as good as it gets. If your congressman sucks, it's as good as it's going to get. Because we are, so to speak, breeding them in our society. These guys aren't, again, these aren't hand-picked people from birth. They go to the same schools, etc. So, I'm going to have to say on that note, this is as good as it gets in this country as we go down the freaking tubes. Down from first world status to third world status, ultimately. And I hate to say that. I really want this to turn around so that doesn't happen. I really do. But again, I'm studying the data, the facts, and they don't lie. So I can hope in one hand we'll turn this around, and look at the actual facts punching me in the face, telling me if there's a turnaround, it ain't even close to happening. Okay. It's kind of like saying, I wish we could turn around prior to falling off of a cliff of like Niagara Falls. Like way in advance, except the problem is the only way you can turn around is after you fall off the cliff of Niagara Falls. But we can argue and fight in the boat that's fixing to go over and say, well, no, we'll turn around, we'll get this boat turned around, don't worry about it. And how are you going to paddle upstream with these kind of water pressure, whatever, pushing down the river? We've been through worse before. We'll get past this. Okay, I'm asking a legitimate question. How are you going to turn this boat and manually paddle this son of a gun upstream against that water force, which is increasing as we get near the falls? And by the way, we've already returned what has been marked as the point of no return, where no manpower strength can turn any of these boats around and go upstream. We've been through this before, and we'll get through it. Good answer. I'm going to jump off the boat now. So, what's interesting about this article is by telling the whole world or crooks near and or in New York, criminals, oh, here's a list of people that have guns, that would mean here's a list of people that don't have guns. If their name's not on the map, there's a good chance they don't have a gun. So you can point and click and choose, well, what areas don't appear to have guns, and then go rob those places at gunpoint with an illegal firearm, and you know there's nothing they can do about it. So I want to personally thank the Journal News for hiring highly intelligent, and again, it's as good as we're going to get. Those same people that work for this news agency, they went to the same schools you and I went to. They grew up in the same country you and I grew up in. They grew up under the same circumstances in basically society that we grew up in. It's as good as it's going to get. And if it's as good as it's going to get for them to not realize they just gave away a massive amount of people's information that exposes the other people that don't have guns for open season for crooks, it's as good as it's going to get. It's your country. It's how it is. Have a nice day.